Man, what's up?
And that one crept up on me fast. What's going on?
Hey, let me ask you. I know we're just getting started out, but
What's
let me
up?
ask you a quick question. Have you ever, you know, in doing YouTube for a long time and doing editing and stuff like that, had a person that you know in real life that maybe you're not 100%. I mean, we're not friends by any means. We're coworkers, but I kind of keep that line there. But I got a guy I work with that is one of those types of people that jumping into something slightly like it, and they want to jump in and just start making money. Now it's not a YouTube thing, but it's this guy I work with. He's got a decent eye for like some photography stuff like that. He's pretty decent when it comes to video editing and stuff like that. And but there's a lot of action things that he's kind of doesn't think about and stuff like that. So he kind of started his own little side business doing a lot of this other things, and he always comes to me every time he finishes a video for somebody, going to this, and then telling me about somebody else. I'm like, I told him the other day, I'm like, this is why I've decided to keep YouTube as a personal hobby. He's like, well, it's still a hobby to me. I'm like, no, you've turned it into a business. It's different.
So what do you mean if I ever
Have
know
you, have
him?
you ever had a person that you maybe don't even 100% agree with, but they always come to ask for you, asking you for your advice and stuff like that, and you just got to feel like you got to be nice, of course, and maybe you're not even giving truly the honest opinion, just to kind of roll it through. I guess I don't know.
um, man, I don't really know. I guess I'm probably not the right person to ask that question to. I don't.
I don't. I'm not a person that likes to be a fake, like a kind of a fake type of person. But sometimes he kind of makes me feel that way, as I have to kind of be fake just to kind of amuse him. But I really don't care.
I don't really think it's about being fake. So I don't really I guess I'm trying to figure out how I say this right so that it doesn't like make me sound completely crazy. I don't really talk to people. Um and I think that I've always been a rather hard person to approach. So people don't like approach me very often unless it's like for something that's very like very needed. Like they have a pre-conversation before they get to me. I have you are like my second friend. So if that tells you anything, I remember one time you were telling me you were like, I'm very like introverted, and I don't I don't think you realize like how introverted some people can be. I'm like extremely like introverted, like so much so that I don't really speak to people at the gym either. I just kind of like throw my headphones on, I get through my workout. It seems like the bigger I get though, the more people want to talk to me at a gym, which is kind of weird to me that your size determines like your worth. but
True.
but it somehow does. Um I'm the wrong person for that because people wouldn't ask me that, and if people did ask me that, they would know that they were going to get a very like blunt answer, so
Yeah.
they wouldn't like want. But so the people in my house don't ask me questions like that because they know they're going to get the answer that I'm going to give them, not necessarily the answer that they want. So it doesn't it doesn't happen to me a whole lot, but if it happened to me, and this was my coworker, I think that I would be as nice to my coworker as I could be without being fake, if that makes sense, right? I would be as nice as I could be to them without being fake. I would watch them and I would listen to their problems because I think that all of us should probably listen a little bit more to others anyways. I would listen to their problems and I would give them the advice because I think you're full of advice when it comes to editing. I used to like hit you all the time when it come to editing. I think that you're full of advice when it comes to pictures. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but when it comes to like photo editing and thumbnails, Chris is like your go-to person. when it comes to those things. I mean, so I think that you could give them a lot of advice. The question, I guess, is, do they really want the advice, or do they want you just to stroke their ego?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both, especially this person. I mean, he's just, he's also one of those types where he constantly, I've been working at this a long time. I try to buy things small. He's been kind of fed a silver spoon most of his life. So, it's one of those things where, he keeps talking about, oh, I'm going to get all this equipment. I'm going to get all this equipment. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. But it's one of these things where it's like, I mean, he did a video the other day. I mean, it was decent, told him a couple cool action type of shots he could have done. Was trying to be, scoot around certain things to the point of saying, he seemed to over transition the thing. And I tried to ask him, hey, do you put a transition after each thing? I'm not trying to overly criticize him, because I just don't feel like
getting that deep into it.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just definitely things I would have done differently, but it's all into the perspective of what somebody sees. But yeah, every time he does something, it's like some kid comes on, oh, check this out. I'm like,
the thing that kills me with a lot of people is that a lot of people believe that the equipment you have somehow makes a difference. And I'm one of those people that firmly believe that I could have in my dream camera is a cinematic camera, Red Dragon, to be completely honest with everybody. I want a Red Dragon one day, but I don't somehow believe that my Red Dragon would make me a better filmer, right? If that made that I don't know if filmer's the right word for that, or what you would call it, but a content creator. I don't know that it would make me a better content creator. It would only give me better equipment to use. And I think that a lot of people get confused. Casey Neistat's one of the people that I used to watch a lot of.
I did recommend Casey to him.
Casey Neistat is notorious for taking really old equipment and making really good videos with it. And I think that we get sometimes too caught up into, and this was kind of why I started my channel. And I don't really think that content creators can make it anymore. I think the algorithms are stacked against us, but I think that's a conversation for a completely different day. Casey Neistat's notorious.
But I think for me, and I told him about Casey, I think the biggest part for me is, I work with a guy. I wish him the best of luck for doing this editing, but how do I be able to go about, because I know he's going to ask me anyways, I want to be able to give him the best advice I can without, I guess, hurting his feelings.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would just tell him to practice. I mean, practice is really the only thing that works. You can watch people like Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon. Peter McKinnon's also another really good one. You can watch those guys and try and like pick up pieces of their style and what they're telling you here and there. But unless you physically take your camera, no matter what your camera is, and go and do it, you can like talk about it the rest of your life. I mean, you physically have to like put in the work in order to get the success that you're wanting. But I believe that the algorithm is completely stacked against us. I could almost but prove it, but I'm not going to, because then it starts to sound like I'm being negative. But I could just about prove that the algorithm is stacked against us. Unless you're paying, and I guess that's where I'll leave the conversation. Unless you pay the platforms to let you grow, they're not letting you grow anymore. They have all went to a pay to play system, and you're just not getting past it. Even TikTok, for that matter, has went to a pay to play system, which is kind of funny, because before TikTok decided that they would put in the same thing that YouTube did not too long ago, where you could do the paid promotions through TikTok, you could actually grow on TikTok. The second they added that you have to pay us to promote it, suddenly your growth stopped. I mean, which tells me they went to a pay-to-play platform, but that's not what we're here for today. We got some the New York Con Pops have dropped. I don't know if you've seen those. Well, I say that they've dropped, but some of them have dropped, some of them haven't dropped. Some of them, look, I'm not going to tell you to head over to Top Pops and watch his video, but he did a whole video on them. I have a little bit different feelings about that than most people, but I'm not going to express those. Kudos to him. I feel like that was maybe their way of undercutting the rest of us content creators. To be completely honest, that's me being transparent. I feel like Funko sending them all of the New York Con Pops to go over was undercutting every other content creator that creates content for Funko, and I think we're way underappreciated by Funko, and I think that that's going to be
Oh, yeah.
Funko's downfall. So we're going to go over those a little bit. There's some Asia Pops I want to go through. I kind of want to do like this, would you get it or would you not get it from Funko's website right now, because I kind of see a trend that's going on, and then I got some Deadpool stuff. And look, man, we got some cool stuff going on today. Let's hit that chat though. Also, we got a lot of awesome people in there.
So we had early in the chat, we had Miss Christina Payne. What's going on, Christina? Appreciate you stopping on by.
What's up, Christina?
We've also got Bees popping. What's going on, man? Appreciate it. Of course, we got the one, the only Johnny Knight. Thank you very much for the super chat in real early. We'll have to throw this just because we haven't done it in a long time.
Look.
I
promise you, it's coming to you. I might throw in a stack of Pokemon cards with it.
I'm the same way. I've got a stack of stuff here, and it's just I have not gotten around to getting it out. Life kind of gets away from you, and you forget about it. In fact, there was one that I had the sticker come off. I had to go back and rewatch the damn live so I could figure out who won the item.
Oh no, the sticker didn't come off. It's still there.
So apologize for anybody that I'm still sending stuff out to. It will get going. My wife and I were talking about it the other day, so we're gonna try to start sending some of that stuff out soon.
Dead Zone, what's up, brother?
We had Dead Zone Citizen. What's going on, man? Appreciate you stopping by.
What happens if you hit the star beside their name? You know, there's a little star. You ever see that? What happens if you hit it?
What is the star?
I don't know. What's it do?
I don't know.
What's it do if you do that?
A star.
I don't know. That's an ADD.
I don't know if it's a
What happens? What happens if I hit the star? Johnny, what is up, brother? Johnny Knight's in the house.
All right. So we also have Mr. Simon Crook in the house. What's going on, buddy? Appreciate you stopping on by.
Did we say hi to Zach already? Did we miss Zach?
Yes. No, I did.
You missed Zach. Why would you miss Zach like
I'm
that?
sorry. He's always here, and he always he's been changing his avatar picture like every week. I love it.
It's been killing me because I like recognize people almost immediately by their avatar, but everybody keeps changing their avatar.
He changes it like every week.
Just killing me.
We've also got a good friend, Mr. Quick Draw McGraw, in the house. What's going on, buddy? And we've also got Dominican Lou, my friend from out here in Florida. So appreciate y'all for stopping on by. And if there's anybody else watching, throw a comment in there. I'll put it up on the screen.
So look, man, we're just going to kind of like jump feet first into this one. So do you remember, I think it was last year, I can't remember exactly when last year, they did the sale at their warehouse. They kind of like sold everything at their warehouse. They flooded everything out. A lot of the stuff they sold was some old grails. Some of the stuff they sold wasn't even released to the public. They did another one of those sales not too long ago, just last week, the 19th, or just a few days ago, something like that. The 16th is when they did it. They just did another one of those sales. Now, when they did this last sale, I know that you're always hearing content creators, especially if you in particular, that always talk about their sources, right? Their sources. Well, I have a really good source that is no longer with Funko, but was with Funko. And when I mean like really, I mean really, really, like everybody knows this person, recognizable source. And every once in a while we chat. One of the times we were chatting, we were kind of talking about their warehouse, and the conversation was that there's stuff in their warehouse from when they first started making pops. Like they still have some stock from that far back.
I mean, that could be cool to a certain extent because you could have some really cool vaulted stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have like crazy expensive vaulted stuff, and the person didn't really know why it was there, what the purpose of it for being there was, but there's some really, really, really old Funko inventory still in their stock. But remember when Funko did that? They released some grails, they did all of that, and there was a big uproar in the community. They did it again. I
don't think they care to a certain point anymore.
They did it again. So check this out. This is just a few of the pictures that come off of Johnny Knight's page, aka Diss Tracker. This is a few pictures of this stuff that people have picked up, and I don't know if you can see this picture all that well. If you can't, go over his site at some point and look it up, but you can see that there's the Laffy with one piece up there in the top right hand. So you have Laffy with the I think that's Laffy with Sunny with Laffy, but I can't remember exactly which one that is. That's one of them that was selling for 3, 4, $500. I think now if you went on the secondary market, it's probably at least 170, $180. This is also the one that they couldn't give you they couldn't give you a another one. So if the top broke, because these things were notorious for having a broken top piece, they wouldn't send you a replacement because they didn't have any more in stock. This is their word, not mine. I didn't make that up. That was the emails that they were sending to people when people were requesting like an exchange and stuff like that. So that's just a few of them. Now you can see that there's a few other bots in there, but nothing like too spectacular, right? I mean, we're not in the realm of let's get super excited about what's going on right now, right? So then you go to just a day later to get this picture. This is also on Johnny Knight, aka Diss Tracker's page. You can see that there's two limited edition Peter Pans in this mystery bag that Funko was selling at the distribution center for $25. So they were selling in mystery bags at $25 to clear out their inventory. And this one has two. Look at that for a minute. It has two Peter Pans in there that are a 4,500 limited edition run.
Well, those are the Freddy is Peter Pan.
So, yeah, so those were the Freddy as Peter Pan that they did at the San Diego Con just not too long ago. So clearly they didn't all sell or give away or whatever happened at the San Diego Con, that they ended up with two. I mean, if this was in a mystery bag, how many of these did they honestly have?
Yeah.
And then you see that they got two of the OGs. So they got the, I can't think of their names, Dumb and Dumber up there in the top left. You got those two in the top left. Those were like 2019 pops
Hmm.
at least. I mean, so those for the at least 2019 is what I'm saying. They could have been 2020, but I'm wanting to say that they were 2019. They came in one of the box of funds. I can't remember which box of fun it is. I want to say that it was the one that came in the Adidas box. So it looked like it was in an Adidas shoe box. Um, so that just like gives you an idea as to how old that is. So we know that that inventory was in their DC from at least 20. I say 2019. It could be 2020, but it's been at least 3 years, right?
Hmm.
What do you think, man? Is this okay to do?
Um. Well, I mean,
I mean, it doesn't matter, right? We're just giving our opinion.
doesn't matter. I mean, the thing is, if it sucks for a certain extent. I mean, I get it. Clearing out inventory, going through old stuff. I mean, that's definitely one thing. I agree with the fact of you're going to come out and you're going to sell it for relatively low or within a box, anyways, because you as the Funko, as the manufacturer. I mean, if you came out and were trying to sell it at PPG, I mean that would look kind of bad, and so at least I give it that way. But I would, I guess it's like a Funko Hollywood type situation where I would like that to be opened up to everybody, but also can sort of understand that they just did it low key just to empty things out and kind of a reward to people that are close to them. I guess I don't know. Um, I don't know. I guess a mixed bag on it, to be honest with you. As far as how I feel.
So this is one of those. I think I did a video here not too long ago on Funko being so stupid that they don't know how to get out of their own way. This is one of those moments where I feel like they're so stupid that they didn't know how to get out of their own way. So instead of selling all of these, like those Laffies that we all know sold out, those are con exclusives, right? We all know those sold out. The stitches that they have over there were also really hot exclusives. You have the sorcerers from He-Man that were New York Con exclusives. You have, I mean, so you have con exclusives, you have Funko Shop exclusives. These to me were all pops that should have sold out. And if they didn't sell out, why didn't you put them back on the site? I mean, so I'm super confused on like why you're so stupid that you can't get out of your own way. right? Why would you have these things in your inventory if you could put it online and sell it? Why would they be sitting in a corner somewhere? Why would you be storing this stuff if they sold out? I mean, so this is how I feel about some of this. Some of this I think is remade. Some of this I think that Funko is they sold it at the convention, it sold out, so then they had them remade, right?
It
They
could be.
they they remade them again, they stored them, they put them in their distribution center, and I almost look at I'm going to say this out loud, and there's not a lot of people that would say this. I just about believe Funko flips their own stuff at this point. I just about am at the spot where I believe Funko has a team of people that flip their own stuff and that they just keep reordering it and keep flipping it because there's no reason why they should have this OG premium stocked inventory just sitting in their distribution center, if
Yeah.
not to flip it. I mean, there's no reason. And so I'm super confused on why they have this inventory. I think it's really wrong for the community to do people like this, especially the people that thought that they had something that was worth money. And this is where I think Funko is in a downward spiral. Funko is going to continue to shit on their collectors as much as they can, and I don't understand why. I am baffled as to what the purpose is. I believe it's because they want a younger audience, to be completely honest with
Could
everyone
be.
here. I think that they're purposely trying to shit on all of us old time collectors so that we quit collecting and they can try and like draw in a younger audience that maybe is not so concerned about collecting and only concerned about like maybe playing with it on the floor. Um, I think that there's some of that going on. I really do.
I think to a certain extent, I think we give Funko sometimes a little bit more credit
Oh, I
for
was told we
actually
give them way too
thinking
much credit.
than what they probably are already doing. I think they're whether somebody stored this, whether they have a really piss poor inventory system to actually know what they have for in inventory. I
How
don't
could
know.
it be that bad?
I can't answer that question. Um, you know,
How
there's a
could your
lot. There's a lot.
inventory be that bad?
Well, there are a lot of their decisions have been that bad.
I
So
mean,
I
just
mean, it
how?
just goes down the line. I mean, it just a lot of. I mean, just even with this New York con drop. I mean, it's there's a lot of bad decision makings being made, unfortunately, and you know, I don't know where they go from here. To be honest with you, I don't. Um,
I I haven't seen this quick draw, but I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it one bit. I think that I don't know what's going on with Funko. I've been trying to wrap my brain around it. It's I made the video with them imploding right in front of us, and it I know there's a lot of people that probably thought that was clickbait. That wasn't clickbait. I truly believe that we're watching Funko melt down right before our eyes. I mean, I truly believe it, and I can't like wrap my brain around like and I get what you're saying, right? So let's be an optimist. Let's say that Funko's inventory system is just that terrible that they can't even hire a person to like
yeah,
number bins and put product in numbered bins and count the bins to know how many is in it. Let's just for a second say that they're that bad at inventory that they can't even do that. Do you know that you could hire that out?
you could.
You know that you could hire out your warehouse problems if you're that bad at it? I mean, it's gonna cost you a little bit to do it, but it's gonna save you bazillions of dollars apparently because they're so bad at it. They're just keeping things from 2019 and older. I don't know, man. I'm so confused. I look, I'm seriously starting to believe that there's no way that you're this bad that they
I
must be
think they
flipping
are.
their own product. They must be flipping their own product. That's the only
I
thing
think
that I
they're
can
just
come up with.
that bad, to be honest with you.
Do you think that's possible? I don't think
Hmm.
that's possible. You just can't be that terrible at what you do. If you're that terrible at what you do, it's only inevitable that you're not going to make it any further than that. I mean, I just totally shocked. Totally shocked. I guess the Laufeys is what shocked me the most and those Peter Pans, they really got me. The Freddy is Peter Pans and I seen over in the comments that Quick Draw says that somebody picked up a whole bunch of the Optimus Prime Freddys as well. Look, if Funko keeps this up, they're not going to be collectibles, and that's just the God's honest truth to it. You can't continue to make something and it be a collectible. It's just not possible. We're going to get off of that one. Have you seen? Do you ever keep up? Well, you don't keep up with Funko that much anymore, do you?
Not as much, no.
You're into the Pop Asia stuff, though, right? I mean, because I'm
Yes,
pretty
I
into
do
the
like
Pop
the Pop
Asia stuff.
Asia. I've gotten one, and I I wouldn't may not be the last one I ever get, but definitely something I do enjoy.
Well, let me see if I can find them now, because Diss Tracker, aka Johnny Knight, has them hidden here somewhere. Here we are. Here we are. So these are some of the new pops that's coming out in Pop Asia. These are super cool. I really want like some of the Pop Asia stuff, but what I want you to look at is, do you notice that that dude riding the horse is actually going to fit in a Funko box? Do you see that's in a pop box? It's in a regular box. You see that?
That statue's gotta be small as hell.
That thing is in a regular box. tell me, tell me how Funko didn't put that in a deluxe box 4 times too big for it and charge an extra $10.
I like that one up at the top though, the dragon looking one. I think that's pretty damn
Yeah,
cool.
so a lot of the Pop Asia stuff to me is really cool. I like the cats. You know, those cats are supposed to be like some kind of lucky stuff. I really like that dragon that you were talking about in the very top right. I want to say that that's a symbolic dragon. I just wanted to point out the fact that this dude on the horse fits in this box. I mean, he is fitting in the box. In the box. The sword and the stone should have been in one of those boxes. 100% should have been in one of those boxes. What's your soda of choice?
As far as drinking goes,
Yeah, what's your soda of choice?
um, mm, I don't know. To be honest, it pretty much. I'm a Coca Cola, so it's got to be a Coca Cola brand.
That's hard to believe. You're from California, aren't you?
No, I'm originally from Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, that's even harder to believe. So you're from up north, so you do call it soda or pop? I bet you
I've
call it
always
pop.
everywhere I've always been, we've always called it soda.
Yeah, you sure? Because everywhere I've ever up north, they call it pop. I thought people wanted me to hit them for a long
I
time
don't
when I
know.
lived up here.
I don't know how far that reaches. I know, like I said, when I grew up, it was in Massachusetts. It was just soda. We never called it pop anywhere that I
Well, it
know
reaches
of.
as high up as
But
Michigan. As high up as Michigan. They
maybe
call
I know my neighbor's from Michigan. I should ask him that
so
question.
so for the longest time I thought people wanted me to hit them. They'd be like, "Go get me a pop," and I'd be like, "Oh, so you want me to pop you? I mean, I don't. What do you want? What are you asking for right now?" And they'd say, "You know, a pop, a Sprite," and I'd say, "Oh no, you mean a Sprite?" Because in the South we just call it by its name. What do you mean?
No, I like I said, right now I do have some because that's just what we had downstairs. But I typically, for the most part, for as far as drink wise, I'm more of a like an iced tea, lemonade type of drinker for the most part. Um, you know, I can with soda, take it or leave it. To be honest with you,
Yeah, so for years I quit drinking like all forms of like soda. I'm a Coca-Cola addict, to be completely honest, and that's probably why I quit, because I have some strange addiction toward Coca-Cola. I could carry around one of those 3 liters and I could just
hmm
drink this thing the entire time that I throughout the day. I could just drink an entire like 3 liter. Christina says Mountain Dew zero sugar. I can't do Mountain Dew. It's got too much vegetable oil in it. Simon says they call them pop. So I mean that's all the way up in Canada.
yeah,
Zach says soft drinks. Zach, where are you from? Where are you from that you say soft drink? Soft drink. Who says soft drink? That's probably
soft
like
drink.
a that's probably like a Midwest thing.
Maybe
That's
probably somewhere in
probably a
there.
Midwest thing, or all the way to West. Soft drink, Simons. Yeah, I mean that goes all the way up to Canada. So every once in a while, well, every once in a while, it seems like every 6 months now, Coca Cola's been coming out with these spoof flavors, is what I'm going to call them. It's like it's.
Yes,
Yeah, have you seen those, like the spoof flavors that they've been
they've
coming out
been
with?
doing it for a while
Yeah, like
with
every six
different
months, right?
flavors, and
Southern Indiana,
there's
Zach.
I think the last one was like it's like a gold one or something. It wasn't bad.
I have
I
no
usually
idea.
will try them. These two I haven't seen yet.
So my wife picks one of these up because for the longest time I had this strange like thing where I had to try the new Cokes, and one of them tasted like they've all been pretty bad, to be honest with you. None of them have been that great. Um, so she brings this one home, and it's called the Y2 or Y3000 or something
Yeah.
like that. Let me click on it so that I can see it a little better. So these are
Why?
going to be
Why
the
three thousand?
the Y3000 limited editions. Let me do you like tequila?
I don't mind it. It's not my liquor of choice
So
by any
so
means.
this tastes like somebody poured tequila, and I don't mean good tequila. I mean like the tequila that has the worm in it, like the shit tequila that nobody wants, and unless you're
Mhm.
like 20, and then
Yeah.
you're on it. I mean that tequila with the worm in it, so that it eat the sediment at the bottom, so that it didn't look so bad
Yeah.
before you bought it. That tequila, it tastes like somebody poured tequila in your Coke. It is the god awfulest Coke that you could ever imagine. How this even made it through a tasting test or
Some of these items have made it through a tasting test. I'll never quite understand, to be honest with you.
I took one sip of it, and said, "I cannot do this." So then Jess says, "Well, I'm gonna drink it because I'm not gonna waste." They're like, what, $2.50 now? She said, "I'm not gonna waste the $2.50. I'm just gonna try and drink it." She got through maybe 3 more sips and said, "I'm done. I can't do this. It is god awful bad." I mean, it is if you could think of what the nastiest tequila tastes like, that is what this tastes like with a hint of Coke. With a hint of
No,
Coke. Without the
that
buzz.
doesn't sound entertaining at all.
And without the buzz. I mean, if I'm gonna drink tequila that's that cheap, right, I'm gonna need to get a buzz from this
Well,
without the buzz.
I mean, there's some. If you spend some money on some tequila,
There's some of them's
you
pretty
know,
good, Patron.
I can say, you know, like I've gone to the tequila bar out here at Disney, and you know, there's the way they do it. You have some great tastes of tequila, and then, you know, but it's good tequila, so you can kind of sit there and go, okay, I can kind of get the flavors of this thing that I can kind of understand. But yeah, that doesn't. I mean, I guess when you're in your 20s, when you're drinking tequila, you were just drinking to get drunk, so it really didn't matter what the taste was.
Yeah, I mean, you were just trying to get a buzz, so you didn't really care what it tastes like, and that's what this tastes like. This tastes like you're trying to get a buzz, but then somebody pulls a trick on you and you don't get a buzz. So it's
Hmm.
like it's like when somebody sold you oregano versus weed. That's kind of what you get here. They're like, here's your artificial tequila that's not going to get you drunk. It's just going to taste that bad. Zach says he's from Southern Indiana. I'm from Georgia, but I live in Northern Indiana. I kind of like it up here, to be completely honest with you. So I guess let's talk about some of this like New York Con stuff, right? Let's start talking about it. But first, I'm going to pull up like a different one. I'm not going to pull them. I'm not going to pull the ones up that Funko threw on their Instagram yet, because that's going to take us a little bit of time to talk about, because I have some conversations I want to have about some of that stuff. But they do have this really cool pop coming up that we really haven't seen anywhere yet. It's going to be the
Oh, the
doctors.
Spangler Spirit. That's kind of cool,
Yes.
actually.
So this is going to go in right in to my already Ghostbuster collection that I have here. Um, this is a really awesome one. Now, this is from the second movie. This isn't from the first one. So it's from the second, just like the car that they come out with is from the second. This has got to go with the car. I have to have this one with the car. This is a really, really solid pop. I like this one. And I thought that you would be able to appreciate this
Well,
one too.
especially the Ghostbuster Afterlife. I mean, especially since it was written by Aykroyd, stuff like that. I really think that they did at the end of that movie, they did a really good, you know, homage and you know, send off for what the hell is it? Harold. What the hell is his real name? I can't remember it now. It's like Harold Ramey, I believe.
Yeah, the one that passed away.
Yeah, I mean, and he
Yeah.
passed away, and I think they did a really good, tasteful, you know, sequel, and I think they did good. Now there, I know there's another one supposed to be coming out soon, but I think this was a real good, tasteful way of what they did.
Yeah, this was a really good one in my opinion. I did not think that I was gonna like this one when we went and seen it in the theaters. I fell in love with it almost instantly. They stayed very like true to the Ghostbusters. They didn't get like try and like change the script. It's very well. I mean, you said it. It was very, very well done
I mean,
movie. And
when you go to sequels like that, it's always, how far changing are they going to do? I don't think they changed a lot, or even, if you want to say that there was a process in which they did, but I think that I think the whole movie was very tasteful. I mean, compared to, I'm sorry, but I like Melissa McCarthy a lot, but that other one sequel that they did with the women, um,
I wasn't a big
the
fan.
whole storyline was bad. The whole everything about it was bad. This was done well.
So the only thing that I can say, and I seen it in one of the comments, he does look a little weird when you start getting close to him, right? I mean, you could see that there's a lot of like it was a great idea, but
Hmm.
maybe wasn't pulled off that well. I mean, you see a lot of that. Like you can see that they tried to use like a translucent paint on his clothing. They tried to do a lot of things that didn't really work that well, but they still attempted it. I think that it would have been better if they wouldn't have done clear, if they just would have done that color blue and then would have just painted everything. I think that that would have probably been a better rendition of it. I still think they did a really good job. I
But
think some of the other
I
people.
think with making the outfit clear, I think was still smart because different from how Quick Draw is kind of using the Spangler Force Ghost. When they've done other ghosts like for Star Wars, when they've done Obi-Wan, they've done Anakin, they've done Yoda. Usually it's just the I guess the skin part itself that is more of like the translucent. Him being an actual ghost, I like the whole idea of them making the actual outfit translucent as well. I think that's a good touch.
Yeah, I mean that's one like positive way to look at it. You have a way of spinning things in a positive light. I I probably needed you today to be honest because I haven't felt very positive. So I probably needed you to spread a little positivity
I'm
today.
not as positive sometimes as I should be. I'll say that.
All right, so let me start off first by pointing out that they're pinned. I don't know if y'all know this, but that pinned age group's not buying pops. That I notice a trend with Funko lately. I
No, they
notice
definitely aren't.
I notice a trend with Funko lately. Everything they're doing, they're putting kids to promote their products. Kids are not buying these things, and if I would encourage you to show me one kid under the age 20 that's collecting these because I look I would love to like know that that's a big number, but if I go through my analytics and who my big audience is between 30 and 45. I think everybody else that I've ever talked to, their audience is between 30 and 45. When it comes to Funko, other things I don't really know. So their target audience to me is off. And I feel like that they're doing this on purpose. I don't know if they think that maybe if they could encourage young people to get their parents to buy it for them, that they would
Well,
sell more.
I mean, I've always thought that that was kind of evident that they were doing that and trying to go after that young crowd, which again, I don't understand because typically that young crowd is not the ones that are going to sit there and check the Funko Pop section at the stores every single time, and or at least be hardcore collectors. But by bringing on a spokesman like Tristan, um, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's got some decent videos from time to time, some information, but of course, we all know he's a spokesman right now. He gets handed pops to him, stuff like that, just like he did recently, and to a lot of people now, Tristan's got a lot of followers. Am I one of them? No, but he does appeal to the younger crowd. Whereas I think some of the older crowds, such as myself, to a certain extent, a lot of people get turned off by him. To be honest with you, but that's just what I see in perspective. Do I think he puts on bad videos? No, but he's just not my cup of
Cup of
tea
tea. Yeah.
overall.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I but definitely, I think by bringing on Tristan, you're showing that. Whereas, if they would have gone a different route and maybe, let's say, make franchise kicks a spokesman, that would have told me that they were going after our audience.
Yeah, but I think that Funko is I've said this already in this live. Funko is so stupid they don't know how to get out of their own way. you
No.
don't have to have one person as a spokesperson for Funko.
Oh yeah.
You have so many awesome content creators out there that just sending pops to all of your content creators that are already making content for you, the ones that you know are going to be positive. I mean, because there's a lot of them out there that are going to be super positive, that have really awesome channels that are going to hype up your product, and they have a large audience to do so. I think that spreading it out is always a better idea than to try and pick one person, because that one person could start to hold you hostage. It's kind of like the Madonna thing, right? So Madonna taught the music industry lessons, and the lessons was that nobody was ever going to get so big that they could pull a Madonna on you. Now that's a term, right? They could hold you hostage for however amount of money. They could hold you hostage for however amount of ridiculous demands. They could hold you hostage. And so the music industry a long time said that they didn't want any more people with the Madonna syndrome, that they were going to spread it out amongst a bunch of people. That way no one person could ever hold you hostage. Funko is so stupid that they don't get out of their own way. And it, to me, it just seems crazy to me that they could have so many problems. But it's whatever. It's neither here nor there.
Well,
But
I think too. I mean, you got to look at it again. Make correct decisions for what works. Now, to me, is having a spokesperson, even in YouTube, smart? No, I don't really think so. I mean, look at some of the biggest brands out there, and I know I bring this up because I'm a big fan. But look at Disney. Disney has they don't have a spokesperson on YouTube at all, but what they do is they understand that a lot of people watch YouTube nowadays. There are some content creators, so they'll bring them in on media events, or they'll throw a little bit here or there to them to get them to do videos on stuff. They don't have a spokesperson by any means, because by having a spokesperson, you're narrowing yourself,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're not hitting a broad range of people. A person like me, who again, I got respect for Tristan, but he's not my cup of tea. Now you've really just turned me off from that. Whereas again, if you had a franchise cakes, I'd probably be more interested. Something of that nature. So I think they should downplay the spokesperson and spread out the love to different types of creators in order to promote widely instead of narrowly.
I agree with you 1,000%. Quick Draw brought up a question. I haven't watched the video, so I don't know. He says, "How did they know which ones were chases and commons?" Very, very, very good question. I don't know, but I'm sure that they knew when they were sending them out exactly which ones they
I
were
know
for.
that I'm sure they set things aside, because I've seen some other content creators, and nah, screw it. I'll call them out by name. There's one that really annoyed me over a year ago. D23 Expo came out, and they had some sodas for D23 Expo. Again, this comes down to it. If you're going to get sent something, own it. But Roe, I like him. I respect him to a certain extent. But all of a sudden, he had 4 sodas, and he pulls 2 commons, 2 chases. It's a perfect pull. Nobody pulls a perfect pull
I don't know.
unless you're sent to it. And again, if you're sent them to be able to show, great, good for you. But don't hide it. Say, hey, Funko just sent me this stuff, blah, blah, blah. You don't act like you bought them and you also pulled a perfect pull. Come on, man.
He's like, "Come on, man." So this one I believe is going to be pretty hot. One Piece just came out with an actual TV series, so now they're going from an anime to a TV series. This one is going to be the Laffy. It says, I think it says Monkey D. Laffy. I don't really want to say that because in China that's the when they use the term monkey, it's kind of a derogatory term. Um, so I now have a different way of looking at this, because I didn't really know that it would have said that on there until now. So I don't really know if that's meant in a derogatory way, but seeing how it's an anime, I feel like that it almost would have to be in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
Um, kind of confused about that at this moment. This one's going to be really hot. Everything One Piece is hot. How hot is it going to be? I don't know anymore. Funko probably has
But I,
100,000.
I think that's going to be a little bit more popular, to be honest with you. And I know that some of the hardcore anime people are bashing it, but I'm sorry, but that Netflix live action series it's attracting people that wouldn't have normally watched the show or the anime, but they're willing to try it out in here. So I think that was very smart because they're expanding their reach of
Oh,
people,
1,000%,
and
1,000%.
I think that could be more popular than I think people
Yep.
could imagine.
I think I told you not too long ago, my daughter started watching the series, and she's
Mhm.
not an anime fan at all. I mean, so the fact that she was watching the series and didn't know that it was an anime was super crazy. This is going to be the new box of fun, the New York box of fun. I think that I did a video on this. It's called the Heavy Metal Ween, Funko Heavy Metal Ween, or Heavy Funky, whatever. It's Heavy Funky Funko. Almost said something else.
But I think this is supposed to be a show only.
So I don't know if this box is a show only. Last time it wasn't a show only. Last time you could actually pick these up outside of the venue. Now
Yeah,
you
it
might.
even says right there, merch, limited edition glow in the dark figures at our merch booth, only available at the show.
I was about to tell you that you could probably be onto something though, because they are 1,000 piece runs.
Yeah.
1,000 piece run for Funko is extremely low anymore, and all four of them are 1,000 piece run. So that's not going to be all of them though. So don't get scared. They're still going to have an at home version. I can prove to you that there's going to be an out home version. I'll go ahead and do that right now before anybody starts freaking out. They're like, oh no, we're not going to get it. We're 100% getting an at home version. So there's only four of those, right? So there's four of those, but there's 15,000 of these Freddy sodas being made, or 50,000. There's a lot of them. It's 15,000, I believe. It is a lot of those sodas that are being made for only having 4,000 mascots. I don't think any of these Freddys are going to be hot though. Historically, anytime they make Freddy that's not like of something, like Freddy of Jedi, Freddy of Boba Fett, Boba Fett is Freddy as Boba Fett, or Freddy is something, they don't do that well. They whenever they just do a straight Freddy, they kind of flop. They always have. This is where I want to vent for a minute though.
Hmm.
So for the longest time, I used Funko's Instagram, and I would use their Instagram for the numbers. So I want you to look at this for a minute. You notice that it says 3,400 people like this one, right? You look at this one, it says, can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
So it says 3,100 people like this post, right? So for the longest time, you could use these posts, right, and it would give you a clear idea as to how hot an item is and how hot it's not. I know a lot of us believe that Funko doesn't watch our content. I'm a firm believer that Funko does watch our content. And the reason I say that is because I used to use those numbers, and then I would give you my hot list based on the social media accounts and which ones were getting the most likes. Funko fixed that. Funko decided that they didn't like the idea that you would be able to know, and they put other stuff behind them. So you have the Bitty Pops right there. That's a limited 1,000 piece run. Then you have, let's see, I'm going to find one. You have the stupid soda right here, and then check this out. What is that doing on the other side of that soda?
Oh yeah.
How did they have this guy here and then jump to a Dungeons and Dragon on the other side of it? So this post has 3,100 likes, right? Which one of these 3,100 likes is for this guy or for this guy?
It's definitely hard to tell.
I mean, so Funko decided that they were going to change your way of looking at it. They were going to
I didn't even
compile.
notice that those were there like that.
Yeah, they did quite a few like this, and it's super annoying for somebody like me that was like, this one has 11,000 likes, right? 11,900 likes. So when you look at this, you're like, wow, I don't know if the Bugs Bunny should have 11,000 likes. Seems like a little bit of a lot for these stupid characters. Well, hold up. You mean the Willy Wonka 3 liter, the Lost Boys, the Scooby Doo, the Harley? Which one of these
Yeah, I know.
got the 11,000 likes? And I'm solely convinced they did that on purpose, so that you didn't know which one of these were getting the likes and which ones were not getting the likes. Seems crazy, right?
Um, Seems crazy, but not far fetched, to be honest with you. Because
Why?
I've never seen them do that before.
Why'd they do it?
Yeah, I until you just pointed that out, I don't think I noticed it at all until just now.
I
I
mean,
mean, they don't all have it like that, but I mean, a decent amount.
a decent amount of them are like that. They're not all like that, but
Huh.
there's a decent amount.
Ain't that something?
There's a decent amount of them where they like compiled them together, and so it always seems like the first one is really not that is not going to be that popular. It's almost like you can look at the post and tell which ones they did this to, right? So you look at these, right, with the Bugs Bunny, and you're like, 11,000 seems like it's like a lot, right? When you look at that, you're like, oh, that seems like a lot. So then you go to this one, and it's just one anime after another, right? You're like, oh, well, I don't. Which
Are you liking both of them? Or are you liking one?
well, they're just anime. That doesn't really matter to me. But I was just showing the fact that they just did anime on top of anime, right? This is Scooby Doo on Bugs Bunny on top of Willy Wonka on top of Harley Quinn on top of the Justice League on top of the Lost Boys. I don't what is going on?
That's another thing. That right there, that image right there, kind of it kind of annoys me too, because I think they just recently did something similar where you're taking they did. I think they did like a Scooby Doo mashup between or maybe I'm getting the
Oh
wrong
no, you're right. There was a Bugs Bunny
they
mashup
did
with
a
Scooby-Doo.
Looney Tunes
Yeah.
mashup with something else, and this is a Looney Tunes mashup with Harry Potter, because you can see that they're dressed up in.
Is that what they were?
Yeah, they're dressed up in the robes of the different houses.
Oh, you're right.
And here's the thing that I mean, as a Disney fan, if they tried doing that on a Disney 100, it would really, really, really piss me off. But just like Disney, Warner Brothers is also celebrating their 100th anniversary as a company, and which is you can see by the logo down in the bottom corner. If you're going to sell, if this is going to be a 100th anniversary item, why are we mashing things up? This should be, if it's a 100, anniversary item, we should be doing classic, scenes, classic versions. How many different versions of Bugs Bunny has there been? I don't remember seeing any more Wile E. Coyote or Roadrunner. Other than the VHS, I haven't seen any new Marvin the Martian. I mean, give me classic. There's one. They have 100 years of characters.
I know.
Why are we mashing things up? That makes no sense.
There were so many great scenes too.
Go back into the history. Hell, do some. I mean, it's astonishing to me. I get it. Harry Potter's part of Warner Brothers, but keep them separate. Show the classics of stuff, especially as far as Warner Brothers goes. I mean, Bugs Bunny has some of the greatest scenes with Elmer Fudd and all kinds of stuff, and you're not doing any of that. I mean, that's just sad.
I'm with you. I don't understand at all what's going on. I've been trying to like figure some of this out. So this is not all of the New York Con stuff. So this one right here, right? So we have the
haven't they done that already?
It's a strange Darth Maul. He has like robotic legs. I don't know.
Oh, I just noticed that.
I don't know what Darth Maul this is. I have zero clue. I know that if we had JK Hill here, he'd be like, this is the Darth Maul from the planet of Xeon, and he was the 5th of the 9th quarter on the 12th hour, and he would give us exactly all of the knowledge that we needed.
Like backward bird legs.
Yeah, then you have this.
Yeah, you got Indy.
How did those two even correlate together? How did you even correlate those two together? How did you have like Darth Maul and Indiana Jones
on what that scene is
on the same post?
That's a snake scene. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. I mean, Disney, I guess Disney, I suppose, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, is that the correlation? Is Disney,
Star Wars, and Indy both owned by Disney? So
is DC part of Warner Brothers? I mean, is that
well, DC? Yeah, DC is part of Warner Brothers.
So is that our correlation? Hold on, let's go back to these guys. So this is going to be the Warner Brothers, right? So the Warner Brothers, and then we have is the Lost Boys part of Warner Brothers? How about Scooby Doo?
That's Scooby Doo, yes.
DC.
What would we say? Would say Lost Boys?
Yes.
Lost Boys.
How about Willy Wonka's?
Yep, Lost Boys is Warner Brothers, and
I guess that's how we're gonna have our correlation. So they're not doing the same necessarily the same.
and Wonka also is Warner Brothers.
So they're doing the same mother companies.
Mm-hmm.
They're not necessarily doing the
Same
same
base
genre
companies.
or the same base companies. They're doing the same mother companies, which makes no sense whatsoever. Also makes me feel like they're trying to be misleading. So which one of these have, hold on, let's see how many likes. Which one of these have almost 13,000 likes? Is it Darth Maul or Indiana Jones? Come on, chat. Help me out.
I'm
Help
sure
me
it would
out,
be
chat. Which one is
I'm
it?
sure it would be Darth Maul.
Come on, chat. Which one is it? Help me out. Which one is it? Darth Maul or Indiana Jones? Which one of them have almost 13,000 likes? I gotta know. I gotta know. Because they fixed it to where you'd never know. they fixed it to where you would never know by design.
The other one kind of puzzles me too. With you've got Dungeons and Dragons and Power Rangers.
So I'm gonna keep pulling these guys up, but I just kind of wanted to get this pulled up real quick. So then you have, this one doesn't have anything multiple. These are just so stupid, like the Comic Con mascots. I don't know what's up with the rat with the red eyes. Can anybody help me out with that? I mean, is it stoned rat? Is he stoned and eating pizza? Is New York City now supposed to be like the place of getting stoned? Because what is the red eyes about? I mean, dude's just like jacked out of his mind or something.
Possibly.
I mean, seriously, what's going on with that one? It's like the things nightmares are made out of. Nightmares are made out of that one. What is this one from? This one is from.
Looks like Care Bears.
Is this a Care Bears?
That's a really reaching in for the Care Bear.
What do you mean? This is not a Care Bears, is it?
Yeah, it says it has a logo Care Bears in the bottom corner.
It does have a Care. Well, that is reaching.
I mean, that's really reaching.
That is. It almost looks like a demonic character reaching. I thought that these were going to be in
It's
Happy
called
Meal.
the No Hearts.
So I thought that these were going to be in the Happy Meal chicken nugget boxes or pails this Halloween.
This is the only one. This is the only one that I can put that is halfway creative, because
I think,
to me, I mean, showing all three buckets under one, I think that's a very creative, and that right there is a very good one. And if I was going to go for anyone, to be honest, would be this one.
Zach, I haven't seen any black lights that I'm aware of. So I honestly thought that this one was going to be actually in their bucket. I thought that they were going to be putting this in a McDonald's bucket. I still feel like they missed an opportunity with this one. I think they would have sold more putting them in a McDonald's bucket than they will at a convention, or that they would at a store, or that they would have anywhere. I think that putting this in a Happy Meal would have been like hitting the lottery for them. It would have been like shooting their stock back up to $20 a share. This would have been like this spot, Clone Wars.
Oh, Quick Draw said that Darth Maul must be Clone Wars.
Quick Draw is going to be our new.
How does he come back though? They kicked him into a damn pit in episode 1.
JKO.
That makes no sense.
Quick Draw is still our new JKO. He's like, this is where it's at, buddy. I'll help you out. I appreciate you.
Yeah, he did say it's the last mold, except for the saber.
Yeah, so I'm not a fan of that, and that's why I'm not a fan of Darth Vader, is because we just keep taking Darth Vader and putting Darth Vader in a different position, and we keep giving him a saber in a different hand, and we're like, oh, it's a new pop. It's not a new pop. It's the same pop. You just switched hands with the saber, right? It's the same pop. I'm not a fan of that. That frustrates me to no end. Frustrates me to absolutely no end. This one's cool though. I'll give you that. If you're into the whole like McDonald's thing, that's probably something that you're into.
Hey, if you go back to that Care Bear thing, I got a quick little trivia that I just figured out.
I got you.
And Care Bears, look back at your knowledge, and
it's a stupid thing. There it is.
This is from my character's name is No Heart. How many villains did the Care Bears have?
Just none, probably. I didn't think they had any. Did they have some?
They did. They actually had 7 villains.
They had 7 villains in Care Bears. How could you have
You had
7?
Grizzle, you had Beasties, you had No Heart, you had Evil Spirit, you had Dark Heart. No, actually 6. Sorry, Beastie's on here twice for some reason, and Professor Coldheart.
What? That
Yep, they
doesn't
had
even
6
seem right.
villains.
I need Professor Coldheart. I feel like Professor Coldheart some days. I probably need that one for sure. That's probably definitely one of them that I need to get my hands
I
on.
didn't even know that, so I was like, "Yeah, that's interesting." Little
Still a
fact.
stupid pop.
Yeah, I
Nobody
mean
knows that.
you're reaching for that.
Nobody knows that but Chris. So this is from My Hero Academia. This is Momo. This is actually a really popular pop. If My Hero Academia is still popular, to be honest, I think last year was the last year for My Hero Academia, and some other things like slid in its place, like One Piece, and there's a few other animes I can't think of that right off the top of my head. I think took the place of My Hero Academia. So I don't see this one being super popular. And for a convention, it's a 16,000 piece run. Is that really limited? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, is that limited, right? I mean, do we consider, Chat, do we consider 16,000 pieces to be limited?
I don't know. Well, we all know those numbers are inflated and
Well, I
incorrect
mean, so
anyways.
so that's the other side of it. We know that it's 16,000 pieces here. We know that it's 16,000 pieces in Europe. Does that mean that it's 16,000 pieces at the convention and 16,000 shared labels? Or does that mean that there's only 16,000 of them convention labels and shared labels? I mean, because I'll bet that that means there's 16,000 of them convention and there's 16,000 shared, right?
Possible.
And then there's 16,000 in Europe, and then there's 16,000 in Asia, and then there's so we I don't at a 16,000 number. I mean, Simon says that's high. Do we even consider that a limited? I don't even consider that a limited. They shouldn't even have put that on there. They should have just left it open at
I
that
agree.
point. It at the point that it went past 5,000, just don't put a number on it. The number is just at that point to try and make you feel bad. Oh, and don't forget about Canada. That's right. So then we got another 16,000 that go to Canada. At that point, you're just trying to make people feel good about the number that's on there here.
Yeah.
Don't even put that number on there at that point because it's just a silly number. This one you already know is going to be a Toy Tokyo exclusive. I don't think that I seen any of them that kind of said what exclusive they were going to be, with the exception of this one, because you can see the Toy Tokyo right up in the top comer. Now this is from
I
the
don't think any of them
Yugi.
got exclusive stickers. I think I did see the one image where it showed like the shared retailers of who's getting what, but I didn't see any of them show like sticker type. I mean, they could still be. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Toy Tokyo always seems to get like their, for some reason, they have some kind of precedence when it comes to this kind of stuff. And this is this says it's from Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh is I think Yu-Gi-Oh is just a card game.
It's
I don't
it's a TCG.
Yeah, I don't know that it's an anime per se. So I guess this is going to be from like the card game Yu-Gi-Oh. That's a super popular game. It's right up there with Pokemon. Probably not like up there in the realm of Pokemon, but it's close, right? I mean, it's in all honesty, it's close. It's one of the more popular card games.
What's funny too is if you actually look at the, probably right after this one, look at the actual shared retail exclusives up at the top. There's items on here that aren't even shown and to be released.
What do you mean?
It's
Where do you
for
see
some reason
that?
it's not on your page. Whose page do you have up?
Yeah, let me refresh it. I
Is
got
this
Funko's
Funkos
page up.
or Diz
I
Trackers?
got Funko's up.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
they added more. All right.
there.
Since
Right,
I
right
clicked
there.
on it earlier today.
You got
So
Mexico, you got US. That's Mexico. And
this
then
is
the
United
US one.
States.
You
Oh,
got
sweet.
ones on here that aren't like, you got box lunch, got looks like the Santa Claus from Nightmare Before Christmas. That wasn't shown.
Well, that's the other thing. We know that that's not the whole list, right? We all know that they still haven't showed the whole list.
I don't know what this one character even is. Looks like Paramount Pictures something for a Target. They also got the Toxic Avenger or whatever the hell that is, and the Darth Maul. Toy Tokyo got two different ones. Yeah, look at GameStop. GameStop has two, as looks like a Scarlet Witch, possibly. I don't know. I can't really tell. And I can't remember the guy's name from Guardians.
So,
And then you also got a Star Trek one for your entertainment. For some reason they throw in a Star Trek character.
so
Where the hell did that come from?
So we got Scarlet Witch in GameStop. We have, I don't know who the other
I
character
can't
is.
remember that's the villain from Guardians. I can't remember his name right now.
All right, so we have that character. We have all of the mascots down at the bottom. Hear me out. I think there's going to be two different versions of these mascots. I think we're going to have a glow variant. We're going to have the non-glow variant. The non-glow variant is going to be a 4,000 piece run. The glow variant is going to be the 1,000 piece run that they've already shown, right? The non-glow is going to be the at-home version. That's going to be how they get you at the well. You didn't really get this one because it was a non-glow, right? So, but I don't really think that matters because we know, like, even with my Freddy is the Green Ranger glows, even though it doesn't have a glow sticker on it, and it doesn't mean anything. It just means they didn't put the glow sticker on it.
You got a Star Trek, you got for your entertainment, got that, and then when you go to the next page where it just says a Funko Shop, you've also got a Stitch Halloween one, you've got a Garfield Halloween one. Where the hell did that come from? The eBay Funko exclusive, which is in it says Funko.com, but yeah, you said eBay. I don't know what the hell
X
that
Funko.
zombie looking thing is, but you didn't really tell us anything about that one. You got the Captain America vault down in the bottom corner.
Yeah, I seen that one already. I knew that one was going to be in it. So let's try and talk a little bit more positive, right? What do we think they have that is going to be hot? I mean, what do we see?
I mean, I might get, and I know Chase sent me this. The only reason I knew about the Captain America, Chase sent it to me the other day.
Thank you, Pop Scott.
I
We appreciate you,
could
brother.
be interested in the Captain America, but I'm also not a huge fan of those little vault
Well,
cans.
let's step back over here real quick, and let's just go from the top
One
to the
Piece
bottom.
is going to be big, but
so let's just step back over here real quick, and let's just go from the top to the bottom, right? So the
Nightmare Before Christmas Santa will be popular.
I think that's going to be hot, right?
Nightmare Before Christmas is popular.
I think that's the first time we've seen that in a soda, so I think that's going to be hot. I mean, that's fair to say, right?
Yeah, and it looks like there's no. I mean, they're not showing any Chase, so that's pretty much all you're gonna get.
Yeah, you're just gonna get that one. You're not gonna get a Chase variant. That happens a lot with the conventions. You just get what you get when it comes to those. They're normally a lot more limited, though. I don't know what the number on that one is, but that 15,000 that they have on Momo is not 16,000 is not a limited run. That's the only.
What's going on, Pop Scott?
To be honest, that's the only pop on this first page that I think is going to be hot.
Which one?
Am I wrong? Is the Santa?
The Santa, yeah.
Am I wrong?
The Toxic Avenger, maybe. I'd be interested because I want to know more about this Wanda because you know me, everything about Scarlet Witch, I'm a fan of, but she's holding some sort of child. So I'm very confused by that, and if that is Wanda, I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but yes, I agree. On this front page, that's other than the show only ones, which I think
that's it, right?
Ones would be expensive or
That's
be popular. And maybe Darth Maul again. Star Wars, you can't step aside from Star Wars. People love Star Wars stuff.
Look, if this would have been Darth Maul 5 years ago, before they made so many of them over and over and over, I would say you're right. But now I've seen this Darth Maul 10 times. I have Darth Maul in my collection. Don't need any more because they're all basically the same.
But a guy like JKL who's going to collect every single one regardless, you know, or if it was a Darth Vader, a person like Chase is going to collect every single one regardless, are still going to go after it.
So let's go with this page. Let's just start off at the top. I think there's a pop, and I'm not going to call it a pop. I think the Willy Wonka soda might be hot, but historically,
yes and no.
Historically, they don't do that well.
No, I don't think the three-later that Willy Wonka is going to be as popular as we think it is. I think that the Ghostbusters one is going to be popular.
Second line. So on the second line, you have Spankman and the Nuggets, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can see the Nuggets being popular because that just those buckets alone bring back childhood memories for a lot of people. So that one very possible. I think Harley Quinn. I mean, how many times have they done that? So it's not a big deal. Um, maybe I know people go after Freddy's. So on the third row, I think those could be popular. Um, and then I don't know what that character is with the pop bag, so I don't know. I think the Warner Brothers is an atrocity, but that's just me.
So all together, in the next page, I want to
The
say
only
is
only other one that I say is a big mystery is whatever that eBay times Funko is. I
so
don't know what that is.
so all together, out of all the pops we've seen released so far, and this still isn't all of them. We know this isn't all of them. I mean, that might be all of the box lunch, that might be all of the GameStop, but there's no Walmart, there's no Target. I don't see any of those. Well, I see the Target. I don't see a Walmart list yet. There's unless Walmart just is not getting any this year, which could be very possible because them and Walmart had a falling out. So it's
Yeah,
very
I mean,
possible.
there's you would see a Walmart or something, but I mean, I can definitely. I mean, just picking out this list, it goes back to what we've said a lot of times when they do these types of drops. This is a total um, product dump to a certain aspect. In a lot of cases, like from the first page, why Star Trek? Why are we having this random Star Trek figure in there? Um, and to me, there's just some random items. The villain from Guardians 3. I mean, really, was he all that popular? Why are we throwing him in there? I mean, it definitely seems to be a full on. You still got some items that are straight up product dumps.
So let me see if this is a fair assessment. Are we saying that there's only 3 of their pops right now that are going to be hot?
I say popular on day one. You got one, two, 3, maybe 4.
Doesn't that seem crazy?
Aside from show only, maybe
Doesn't
4.
that seem crazy?
No, because I think a lot of their con items have always been that way. Where you're gonna put in some decent ones, then we're gonna throw a lot of product dump crap out to everybody.
I don't know, man. I felt like for a while there, Funko was hitting on all cylinders. Everything Funko made was hot. I remember some of the conventions I looked at and I thought, man, it was easier to say which ones were not going to be hot than it was which ones were going to be hot.
Yeah,
It was easier to be like, "Ooh, these aren't gonna do that great," but the rest of those, I'm not so sure about. It's like throw your hands up and let the cards fall where they fall, and you knew which ones you wanted, and those were the ones you were going after, and it was super difficult to predict exactly which ones were the fire and which ones were not, and I don't feel like that right now looking at their list. Right now, looking at that list, I see 1, 2, 3 pops, 3 pops tops that are just going to be super fire. But I wanted to bring this up and I wanted to show this because this is the new Deadpool and Wolverine. The new Deadpool and Wolverine is due to come out in 2024. I'm a huge
yeah, but
Deadpool fan.
the name of it hasn't been dropped yet.
Everybody knows that I'm a huge Deadpool fan. They dropped this poster a few days ago and it's been popping up everywhere. This thing has just been popping up everywhere because it's called the poster killing the 20th century fox sign. What is going on? I need some help. What?
The,
Oh,
the,
I need some help unpacking what's going on here.
they have not revealed. Because trust me, it would be a bigger deal, and I would even make a bigger deal. They have not dropped what the name of the movie is yet, other than being Deadpool 3. That's it. They haven't dropped anything else. So this is at best completely made up, and it's a good Photoshop of an item. I mean, they got it right to a certain extent because we all know that Hugh Jackman does have the right color suit, but he is going with the long sleeve arms, which is I'm still okay with. Um, but here's the other thing that tells me that it is a fake title because
Kill the Fox universe.
since Disney bought Fox, you have anything from Simpsons to anything associated with Fox, the whole Fox name has been completely removed. So they're not going to use anything that's associated with the name of Fox on any of their
It
IPs
says
that they own.
Deadpool and Wolverine kill the Fox universe. Kill.
Kill the Fox.
Kill.
That is, but again, the actual name of the movie, other than Deadpool 3, has not been released yet.
Well, you heard it here first. It's Deadpool and Wolverine kill the Fox universe.
That's even a horrible. Whoever did come up with that, it should be kills the Fox universe.
It's kill. It's kill. Deadpool. It's kill. It kills. It kills. It's Deadpool. It kills. Kills. I don't know if this is real or not. You're probably right. They haven't released it yet. I do know that this poster has been floating around like every side of the internet right now, from Google to anything that you look at Deadpool right now, and this is the poster that is popping up. Whether it was fan made, whether it was studio made, whether whatever it was made, this is going to be an epic.
So there's one other thing too that I will also point out on this as being very questionable in my eyes. One,
everything's questionable in your eyes.
Of course, but the Wolverine helmet. Now they of course we have the leaks of Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. Everyone has a big question: is he going to wear the actual Wolverine helmet? Disney is smart enough to not. I guarantee you, when they put the actual movie poster out, it's gonna be Hugh Jackman with just his face. That if he wears that helmet in the movie, it is going to be a huge Easter egg. That's what the fans want, and they're going to save that for the movie. They're not going to put that on a promotional item. I'll tell you that. Secondly, you're also talking Deadpool, Wolverine, but why, if from what it looks like, you have the Thing in the back corner over here from Fantastic Four.
Storm.
And no, Storm's X-Men, but you've also got the Human Torch sitting over here. So Chris, you're mixing X-Men with Fantastic Four.
You're doing too much, Chris.
Doesn't make any sense.
You're doing too much.
I'm just talking apart something that again,
I knew I didn't want you to see this.
It's down to, if you're gonna do it right and you're gonna try to tease the fans, then do it right, because this is not right.
Knew I didn't want you seeing this.
It's 100% fake.
So you're right. So it has Beast over there. We have Gambit throwing the cards. It's a lot of crazy things going on at one time. Magneto.
I mean, that's not even Beast. You got Beast hand right
Beast
there.
hand. Yeah. It's just a Beast hand. Just
you got Nightcrawler's tail right there.
Yeah. You got Nightcrawler's tail.
Then in the background you put the Thing.
Yeah, you get the Thing back there.
Like, wait, why is he over there? And the Human Torch, why is he there?
Magneto, you have Cyclops, you have all kind of crazy things. I just now noticed the Human Torch. I didn't see that one till just now. You have all kinds of like craziness going on. I'm super excited though for this movie. I'm extremely like happy to see this one coming. I think that it was long overdue. What do you got going on next week? I know that you still got your Disney content going. It's been going pretty good.
Yeah, I got to get it. In fact, I got to get the footage up soon. I did release my last weekend. I can't remember anymore. Last week, I think I did release the food one that I did for Chef Mickey's. I do have the Moana walkthrough, that the preview that we did. I just haven't gotten the film put up yet. I've just been busy with school. So probably try to put that. I still got some time. The thing doesn't open up till October 16th. So I do have time, but definitely got to get that out. Other than that, I got nothing going on right now. I got to schedule another Disney day with the family. But it's just so much going on, just in everything between, just a lot of things. So spread around. But yes, I do need to do another Disney day for sure. It's been a little while. Plus, it's starting to cool down. It was beautiful. I was outside this morning, and it was great. Temperature was great. No humidity, because they kept telling us there's a cold front coming down from the
cold front coming down.
Which really, this time of year, it just drops it down maybe 10 degrees, and it's nice because it sucks out the humidity, which is great for Florida out here. So, but usually we don't start losing a lot of the really good weather until, I don't know, October, November-ish, somewhere in there. So that's usually when we start going to the parks a lot more. But we will definitely have to wait and see. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I'm just kind of taking it as it goes. Been enjoying doing some shorts. If people have watched some of them recently, I've been basically poking back at trolls, and yeah. So my wife hates it. She sees me put stuff. She goes, "Why do you engage in that?" I'm like,
Why not?
I'm just getting tired of them, and
why not?
Why not?
At this point, why not?
You know, at least, because I showed her one. I literally had a guy post up, and again, I would say to anybody, especially if you're a fan of mine, if you guys go into my comments and you see a troll putting something, I'm not deleting them anymore. If you see a troll on there, harass them. You know, because again, people don't. But someone put up literally on one of them, they said, "I hate your stuff, and this is the only one I've ever watched." That's what they wrote. And I said, well, I appreciate your opinion, but, you know, in the end, you gave me a watch, you gave me a content, so you gave me what I want. Hate me or don't. I don't really care.
Don't really
hit the thumbs down. I don't care.
They quit putting thumbs down, you know, when we got a new president. It doesn't matter.
So again, the more you interact, whether or not you want to put a bad comment, and interacts. So that's all the algorithm sees. The algorithm doesn't see whether it's a nasty comment or not.
The algorithm doesn't care. The algorithm is stacked against us.
So I challenge anybody that does watch. If you guys see you guys look at the comments of some of my videos, definitely poke back at them.
Simon says it's still engagement. That's right.
Still engagement.
It is still engagement.
You can sit there and tell me you hate my content, you hate me, all you want. As long as you put a comment, I really don't care.
I don't really care anymore. I've kind of like hit this crazy spot. Just don't like it. I don't care. Just don't. But anyways, all right. It's been a lot of fun, guys.
Always a lot of fun. Until next week, and I know we're still talking in the next month on what we're gonna do for Halloween and stuff like that. So we'll definitely keep you guys in tune and go from there. But
I'm probably just going to carry around a camera live, and I'm just going to scare small children at will.
Well, we do. I mean, out here with our neighborhood, we don't do like. I guess some people still do, where you come up to the door, you ring the doorbell, you get candy. But a lot of people in my neighborhood, and I'd say probably 80% of the people in my neighborhood, everyone sets out tables in the driveway, and you basically just hand out candy from the table. And people have, dude, there was last year, there's people in my neighborhood also for adults. They were passing out Jello shots and drinks and alcoholic stuff all everywhere. So they're doing stuff for adults too. So my neighborhood's kind of interesting.
You guys want to go scaring? That's what's going on.
So, but again, you gotta remember, for us here in Florida, we've all had Halloween stuff up since last month. Yes, Halloween starts in August out here in Central Florida, mainly because of Disney, but it's all good.
Well, guys, we truly appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us.
Thank you very much. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Have a good one, guys.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Sometimes the easiest things to do take the longest amount of time to get done. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, but before we get out of here real quick, guys, don't forget to go check our channel memberships out. These are both very new features to Mr. Techbot and myself, but we're both very proud that we have made it to this point. So go check out our memberships. The link should be down in the description below. If it's not down in the description below, you should be able to go to any one of our videos and it'll be down in the description below. So make sure you go check that out. It's super cool, fun way to get interactive with the channel. You'll get some really cool icons, some really cool emojis you can drop over in that super chat. You can drop over there in that chat so that you can flex on everybody a little bit. And don't forget that any and all super chats will go down in the description after this video is over. Give us 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes to get it down in there. I mean, we might not be able to do it right away. You know, we've got to eat dinner and still hang out with our family, but we truly appreciate all of you guys, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good one.